They ignored each other every morning for 4 years. One ordinary moment turned that silence into something neither could ever forget. Stay till the end, because this story proves heroes don't always look like heroes. My name is Lauren Bishop, and this happened in Chicago, Illinois. Every weekday at 6:40 a.m., I walk the same route to the subway. Same street, same crosswalk, same coffee shop on the corner. And every single morning, a man sat near the entrance of the station. He was older, quiet, always sitting on a folded blanket. He never shouted, never chased people, just held a cardboard sign that read "Trying to Survive." Thank you. I never spoke to him. Not because I hated him, not because I thought I was better. I told myself I was late. I told myself someone else would help. And after 4 years, ignoring him felt normal. His name I later learned was Samuel. Back then, he was just another face I trained myself not to see. One cold February morning, everything changed. The sidewalks were slick with ice, and the wind cut through my coat. I was distracted, scrolling through an email from my boss about layoffs. I stepped off the curb without looking. That's when I heard a shout. Wait. A pair of hands grabbed my backpack and yanked me backward. I fell hard onto the pavement. A city bus roared past inches from my legs. The driver never even hit the brakes. My heart felt like it stopped completely. I sat there shaking, staring at the road. Then a voice spoke softly. "You're okay. You're safe." I looked up. It was him. The man I had ignored for 4 years was kneeling beside me. His hands were rough. His coat was thin. But his eyes were calm and focused. "If I hadn't pulled you back, that bus would have hit you," he said quietly. I started crying before I could stop myself. Not just from fear, from shame. "You saved me," I whispered. He nodded once. "That's what people do." Before we continue, comment hero if you believe kindness still matters. I stood up slowly, my knees weak. "I walk past you every day," I said. "I never even asked your name." He smiled, not bitter, not angry. "Most people don't." "What's your name?" I asked. "Samuel," he said. "But folks used to call me Sam." We talked for a few minutes right there. I learned he was 58. He used to be a city electrician until an injury ended his career. Medical bills took his savings, then his apartment, then his confidence. He had been on that corner for almost 5 years. "I don't like asking for help," he said, "but I like helping when I can. I missed my train. I didn't care. I bought him breakfast from the cafe. He tried to refuse. I insisted. We sat on a bench and ate like two people who finally noticed each other. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept seeing the bus, kept hearing his voice. The next morning I brought him coffee. The morning after that, gloves, then socks, then conversation. We talked every day. It's about his past, about my job, about how invisible people feel when no one looks at them. I helped him replace his lost ID, apply for assistance, schedule a doctor's appointment. 3 months later, I helped him interview for a part-time job at the transit office. He got hired. 6 months later, he had a small studio apartment. Clean, warm, quiet. He invited me over once just to show me. "I wanted someone to see it," he said. A year passed. One evening I stayed late at work. It was dark when I reached the station. I heard yelling near the stairs. A teenager was trying to snatch a woman's purse. Before I could react, someone stepped in front of him. Samuel. He didn't fight. He spoke calmly, firmly. The kid ran. The woman was shaking. Samuel walked her to security. That night, the transit authority gave him a commendation. They called him a hero. He looked embarrassed when they clapped. "I just did what was right," he told me. A few weeks later, he said something that stopped me cold. "You know," he said, "the day I saved you, I was planning to give up." My chest tightened. That morning, he continued, "I thought if nobody sees me, maybe it's time to disappear, but when you looked at me like I mattered," he said, "I decided to stay." We sat in silence after that, too. Lives changed. It's not by money, not by miracles, but by being seen. If this story moved you, hit LIKE so more people hear it. Comment "See people" if you believe every life matters. Share this with someone who needs hope today. Because sometimes, the person you walk past every day is the person who might save your life tomorrow. And sometimes, seeing someone is all it takes to save both of you.